Hello friends, Crazy Jason here. Long time no speak. Hope all you guys are well. Hope you've been able to partake in all of the awesome Blu-ray sales that have been going on. Yeah, it's that time of year again. It's that time of summer where the Criterion sale overlaps the the Best Buy upgrade and save. It seems to have become a summer tradition. And yeah, it's awesome. There's also a sale recently at Big Lots for those of you who do that. There have been a lot of great deals on Amazon, Walmart, just too much to really go into. But yeah, I've got a stack here, and if you notice, it says Blu-ray DVD update. That's right. Hey Crazy, why are you buying DVDs still? Summer of 2013. Well, I'm going to talk a little bit about that. Yeah, I haven't partaken, not yet, partaken of the Criterion sale. For those of you who don't know, currently at Barnes & Noble, all of their Criterions are 50% off. Just in case you're new to the bargain hunting game. I want to throw that out there. Also, in case you don't know, Best Buy upgrade and save. You take in any old DVD and they give you $5 off any Blu-ray, $9.99 and up. So there you go. Plus they have a great selection of $7.99 Blu-rays. So anyway, let's dive into the Blu-ray / DVD update here. I'm going to start with Big Lots. This past Sunday, they had their, I think once every quarter, or maybe just twice a year, they have a 20% off weekend. And so it was kind of a last minute thing for me, which is why I didn't make a, video. I didn't make what am I call those videos? Intel video. Yeah, I didn't make you guys an Intel video. I felt a little bad, but I was late to it. I went Sunday late afternoon. Anyway, it's 20% off everything in the store. So I ended up buying, you know, fucking batteries and just all kinds of stuff. Because, you know, they have, you know, it's Big Lots. Up north, it's known as Odd Lots, I think. I think that's what they call it. Anyway. So, but the main thing is I was scoping out their Blu-rays and their DVDs. Now, here's the thing about, alright, the summer of 2008, you know, I had just gotten into Blu-ray, so I was still buying probably more DVDs and Blu-rays, and I had just discovered the whole Big Lots thing, and it was awesome. $3 DVDs was great, and they had a lot of great titles back in the day, and this is what I mean. When I'm talking about back in the day, I'm talking about summer of 2008 or maybe summer of 2009. I think maybe summer of 2009 is when I came into it. Yeah, they had a lot of great, like, Warner Brothers titles, old films, classic films, really exciting stuff. And then it just kind of petered out. They started getting really, you know, shitty titles, and you know, you keep seeing the same thing over and over and over again, like Dave Chappelle's Block Party is always there, and certain things like that. So, and then, you know, I sort of transitioned into making the decision that I wasn't going to buy DVD anymore, only on a very rare occasion. And I still pretty much stick to that, but I can't help periodically peeking into the Big Lots because they do have a nice selection of DVDs, and it's kind of, sometimes you come up with a gem. And I hadn't been in a long time, and I was like, oh, it was Sunday, 20% off, and I was like, you know what, I'm going to check it out. And also, you know, because I had read online, they had some Blu-rays, and initially when they got Blu-rays in, they were really shitty titles. Yeah, they were $3, but I mean stuff that I just didn't want, like straight to market crap. So, but I was surprised. They had a tight little nice selection, and when I mean nice, I mean the titles, the movies themselves were decent. What did I see there? I'm trying to think of some of the titles to give you an idea. Stuff that I either owned or wasn't interested in but recognized was a good movie. Nothing comes to mind, but this is what I picked up. This is the only Blu-ray I picked up. Robin Hood, the Russell Crowe, directed by Ridley Scott. I have not seen this, blind buy. The thing is, I love Ridley Scott, one of my favorite directors. Would probably go in my top 10 all-time directors, based simply on Blade Runner and Alien. Those two movies alone, because Alien's in my top 5 movies of all time and has been for years. So, yeah, and Russell Crowe, I mean, those of you who have followed me know that I have a, unabashed man crush on Russell Crowe. So, but I read such terrible reviews. I mean, I read really horrible reviews, made it sound really boring. And I'm a fan of the 91 Kevin Costner. That's a horrible, horrible version of Robin Hood. I mean, when I was young, I watched that movie over and over. I remember watching it with my cousin, and we would sit, and even at that age, we would make fun of all of the inconsistencies and all just the shittiness, the general shittiness of the movie. But, and the American accents and everything. But it was still a fun movie. Came out on Blu-ray and I got it, and it just didn't quite hold up. Like, the nostalgia, when you go back and you watch a film from your youth and you're hoping the nostalgia alone will hold it up, it just didn't quite. It's still fun, but anyway, I've heard from a few people whose opinions I trust that this is actually pretty decent. And I have that feeling. I get these feelings sometimes that a movie will come out in the theater, and I know if I go and pay $11 at the theater or whatever, and I see it, I'm going to be disappointed. But on Blu-ray, just the Blu-ray experience, I'm going to enjoy it. Anyway, the deal was 20% off, and this was $6.88, $7. So whatever 20% off $7 is, good price. It's got the unrated director's cut and the theatrical. Now I want to ask you guys, for those of you who have seen this, and those of you who actually like it, which version should I watch? Should I watch the original theatrical, or should I watch the unrated? Which is the better of the two for my first viewing? So, there you go. Now, I picked up 2 DVDs, 3 movies total, because one of these is a double pack. First, let me talk about this. This was Birdie. This movie from the... This was an awesome find. This was like the good old days. This was like the summer of 2009 that I was talking about earlier at Big Lots. This gave me that feeling. I was so happy. I've never seen this movie at Big Lots. And I believe it goes for somewhere in the neighborhood of $10 on Amazon. So $3, 20% off, $2.40 for a movie that I haven't watched it in years, but it's one of those movies that when I first discovered it, I discovered it late high school, early college years. So, late high school, early college is when, in my opinion, films, like you discover all the great films, like the Clockwork Oranges and the aforementioned Alien. But yeah, Birdie is one of those films that I discovered, and it's one of those gems from the 80s, like my top shelf. Movies like At Close Range or River's Edge. Just movies like that are a little more dark. They're not your usual, they're not the John Hughes variety of teenage movies. I highly recommend you guys, if you can get a hold of this, check this out. It's not available on Blu-ray. I made sure of that. And it's a bare bones disc. But I'm just happy. Let me check something really quick here. Yeah, it's anamorphic, thank God. But I'm just happy to have it on DVD, and I'm happy to revisit it because I have not seen it since VHS. And But yeah, Matthew Modine, Nicolas Cage, good little drama, gem from the 80s. All right, the other DVD that I picked up, it's a 2-pack, and it's Night of the Living Dead and Diary of the Dead. Hey, crazy! First of all, you don't have Night of the Living Dead? You know, I do. I have one of those shitty, you know, whatever company decide, because it's, you know, Night of the Living Dead's in the public domain, so you could, if you wanted to, you know, you could go out there and release it, I guess, on DVD. But this one is the 40th anniversary Dimension Extreme edition, you know, release, and it actually has special features. It's got commentary. So the version I have has nothing. It's just a shitty, you know, public domain release. It's got a feature-length documentary on the film's cast, crew, and creation, the inspiration for the film, visit... Wait a sec. I'm reading the special features from Diary of the Dead. What a dipshit. Because I was halfway through and I was thinking, a visit to the set? Were they even thinking, was Romero thinking in 1968, gee, I should do a behind the scenes, a visit to the set? He was making a little fucking, coming from industrial films, just a shot in the dark. Hey, maybe this would get some distribution. What the fuck? What a moron. What a colossal moron. Okay, let me go over to the special features on Night of the Living Dead. Alright. Alright, now this okay, it's got commentary from Romero and some members of the cast and crew. It's got a new feature-length documentary. When was this put out? It was 40th anniversary, so not that long ago, a few years. So wow, a new documentary, which I've never seen. Q&A with Romero, and the last interview with actor Dwayne Jones, who played Ben. So, let's see what else it says. Remastered. Now, of course, you know, remastered can mean anything. I don't know what the transfer looks like. And, you know, Blu-ray, whatever. Is this even on Blu-ray, Night of the Living Dead? Has anybody, you know, I can look it up, but whatever. Let's move on to Diary of the Dead, and I'll explain why it was okay for me to buy this on DVD. I've already gone through, I'm not going to do the special features again, fuck that. Diary of the Dead, I really, really enjoyed. Now, I think Land of the Dead and Survival of the Dead, I hate to say this, pretty much shit. I'm sorry, it just, I can watch Land of the Dead, I can sort of appreciate it for good cheese factor. Survival of the Dead, it didn't take at all. But on the other hand, Diary of the Dead, I thought was really good. It had this feeling like it was directed by a first-time, a young filmmaker. You know, just really interesting, very entertaining. So anyway, both of these for, you know, $2.40, whatever. I mean, a buck and some change for each of these movies. And the thing, you know, Night of the Living Dead, I have no idea about the transfer, and, you know, it's just good to have all these features on it. And as far as Diary of the Dead versus, you know, DVD versus Blu-ray, Diary of the Dead is a decidedly lo-fi affair, as I remember, as I recall, and I didn't really think it warranted the Blu-ray. I mean, sure, you know, if let's say, you know, it's basically a buck for this movie, and if the Blu-ray was sitting next to it, a standalone Blu-ray for $3, sure, I would have bought the Blu-ray, because yes, the Blu-ray will, you know, it'll look a little better, but I think because of the lo-fi nature of the film, in other words, you know, a la 28 Days Later, something like that. So, you know, and I'm looking forward to, I'm going to try to wait to Halloween. I'm already thinking about all these horror movies that I want to watch for October. But that's subject for another discussion. Anyway, that's that. Now let's I'm on to the Best Buy haul now. Yeah, I was really excited. Yeah, the thing about the upgrade and save, I was, you know, before I knew which titles were going to be on sale, I was apprehensive because the last couple of sales have not really been that spectacular for me. I mean, I've made videos, so you know, I was excited to get what they had, but it was like it was dwindling. You know, my list was dwindling. What they had, you know, in stock, and I had, you know, I'd read online, and there's a lot of people grousing, a lot of people complaining about this particular sale. But for me, this particular sale is actually one of the best ones in a long time for me. I picked up some big movies that I've been waiting to get for a long time. One of those movies is Jurassic Park. I just got the first one. I'm not interested in the sequels. I'm sorry. You know, about 2 months ago, Lost World. It was on one of the cable. It was on like HBO, Cinemax, whatever. It was on television, and I sat there and I watched it. And I'm sorry, it was garbage. It was fucking garbage. I don't mean to offend anybody who loves, you know, and the third one I remember seeing in a theater, and I'm sorry. This doesn't, I'm just interested in having this. It's got a really nice slipcover, nicely embossed, you know, it was, how much was it? I believe it was $12.99 and then $5 off of that. So whatever that is, good price. Because it had been like $15. So very happy to have Jurassic Park. Looking forward to revisiting. Now, next up, this is a trio. Now these films, I have been on the hunt for years, literally years. And they have always been perpetually $15 a piece. Always, always, always $15. And that would be the Pirates of the Caribbean, the first three movies. Now I know there's been some discussion because I've thrown it out there to you guys that I love these movies. And most people will say this. They will say the first one was good. You know, most people will say that was a good, solid, entertaining film. And then as far as the second one, people are split. A lot of people say this is ass, this is garbage, you know, and some people will say, hey, I really like it. I say, I love this movie, this second one. I love Dead Man's Chest. I think it's a great adventure film. And by the way, I think yeah, Johnny Depp as an actor is wearing thin on me. The constant, he just seems to be replaying the same role over and over again with white makeup on his face and a wacky hairdo and mumbling, and I'm getting tired of it. That being said, I think in Jack Sparrow, he created an iconic character for our times, which is rare because we usually just get shit movies, or we get movies that are, you know, really great to watch on the big screen. You know, a big, you know, special effects bonanza. But as far as characters, I'm talking on the level of like Indiana Jones. As far as Harrison Ford's creation of Indiana Jones, I think that Johnny, and this is a bold statement, but I think Johnny Depp created a really an iconic character with Jack Sparrow. So, and Dead Man's Chest is my favorite one. So there you go. Now here's what I will say. At World's End, the third one is a fucking bloated movie. This I remember sitting in the theater just. There's one scene towards the end where the two ships are going, circling in in the water, and it's so much CG that it's just, my mind was frying. Literally, it was, synapses were misfiring, and I didn't know what the fuck was going on. I had to look away from the screen. It was just so overwhelming. So yeah, I'm not going to give high marks to this one, but I did enjoy it enough. And to me, this is like the trilogy. The fourth one I haven't even seen yet. Can you believe that? I haven't seen it. So let me know if for those of you who actually, because I know there's a lot of you, just from talking to you guys, that don't really like these films, maybe aside from the first one. But for those of you who enjoy these films, let me know about the fourth one. Is it worth it? Is it up to par? Whatever. I read recently, by the way, that they are making a fifth one. So, all right. Last thing I picked up, National Lampoon's Vacation. Very fun. Yes, I have this on DVD. Does it warrant an upgrade to Blu-ray? Well, this had previously been released on Blu-ray, but this edition includes an all-new 85-minute documentary, and this is one of the $5 ones. By the way, the Pirates of the Caribbean, for those of you who are interested, they're priced at $10.99. So basically, with the trade and save, they're $6 a piece, $5, $6, whatever. Same thing. Fantastic deal for these. If you're interested, I'd say go for it. They come with the slip covers. Really nice. But anyway, Vacation. Man, what sold me on upgrading obviously was the 85-minute documentary. I'm really curious about that. And you know, I don't know. I think when it comes to comedies, I don't upgrade a lot of my DVDs. Sometimes I think Blu-ray does enhance a comedy. You know, you know, if certain performances, certain subtleties and sight gags, etc., etc. And I think this is one of those movies that maybe could. But admittedly, I bought it for the documentary, and I just want to watch it again. And you know, watching it on Blu-ray is going to be better than watching it on DVD, hands down. So there you go. So anyway, yeah, hilarious movie. I mean, you know, if you've never seen it, definitely check it out. So that's it, guys. That's my haul between Big Lots and Best Buy, and I haven't even dipped into the Criterion sale yet. There are titles that I want on the waterfront. I'll tell you, there's a movie coming out this October, or it's either coming out in October or before October. Hopefully in time for the next sale. Seconds, John Frankenheimer's Seconds, starring Rock Hudson. I'm not going to go into it here because I could go on and on about it, but that's just one of those movies that, again, I saw college back in, you know, and it was mind-blowing to me. It was fucking awesome, and I haven't seen it since VHS, and now we've got this. I read just today the Blu-ray review, and on I think it was on Bluray.com, and they gave it 5 stars, and whew, that's my number one. I think that's my number one. There's a lot of titles I want, but yeah, a lot of sales going around, guys, and just wanted to share with you my most recent haul. Hope you've enjoyed. Thanks for watching. Please subscribe if you haven't. And as always, I will see you next time.